It's a little warm here. Maybe I'll briefly open that, but it's not that warm, so I'll be closing those shortly. Okay, it was a bad night last night because we had just gotten the expected, but just not expected at that moment news that we were losing our jobs. And they send out, you know, emails of, hey, you're fired. This is when we'll be discussing your rehiring. It's just a shock. It's just not a nice thing to have to happen. And they could do it a different way, which would be nicer, but they don't. So we have to go through the unpleasant experience. So that was yesterday. Bad night. Happened in the last hour of classes, right? So that's where my last video was. When I got here this morning, we all got together in the hallway and discussed it. And everybody was honest about what they wanted and what they were going to do. And boom, all of a sudden, it was worked out for me. Because the person who would be, as I said, in conflict with me, had already yesterday discussed with me that she was okay with anything I chose because she was okay with anything else. And then we all discussed it and discussed which location would be best, because some would be permanent and some would be apparently temporary, but we don't know if they're really temporary. They could just be permanent anyway. So I worked it out with all of them and came to the conclusion that leaving this area was going to be the best thing for me, because the other school would, the one that's just up the road here, would be a permanent school, and mine that I chose, which would be further away or not in this area, would be apparently, as I said, temporary, possibly permanent, but I'd rather have the possibly permanent but possibly temporary and back to here, because this is the location that I like and want. May not work out that way for me, but you know, that's what I want. They're doing a lot of construction here. So anyway, another thing that happened yesterday was that our meeting with the Home Depot people, oh yeah, I did something, oh god, no, I can't remember what I told you and what I didn't tell you. Anyway, that got canceled and rescheduled. And so I am not really hurrying home, but I wasn't dawdling for a reason. Our Home Depot meeting to pay for the kitchen is today. It didn't happen last night. It was supposed to happen last night, but it didn't, because our consultant, the person we've been talking to and who we really like, was sick. close to tears this morning. Just because that's the kind of person I am. I get emotional about things. This is a roundabout, and you get out of my way, people. I'm in the roundabout. People don't know how to use roundabouts yet. And this is the one where a kid got killed, so there are stupid people around here. Just saying. I know that there's construction up ahead and that we all have to move over to the right. So it's easier to do it ahead of time rather than in the moment. That's how I drive. I drive thinking ahead. I don't like to have to suddenly squeeze in somewhere. Although apparently that is the better way to, but I really don't care about getting further ahead. I just like making my moves when it's easy and convenient and not stressful. See, I'm just not for stress. I'm very anti-stress. Like, I was stressed out yesterday and I did not like it. Fortunately, I work with good people. But it sounds like I'm never going to be working with any of them again. At least not in the near future. Because we're all going our separate ways. Because all of our choices are in different locations. Yeah. So, one of the reasons I came to this place and liked being in this place is also taken away from me by the stupid way this has been managed. As Yarka said, they've known about this for how long? And they couldn't figure it out before now? Yeah. That's very frustrating. Very frustrating. But there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing any of us can do about it. Not at this point. It's gone up. So I got my gas at the right time. I got it at 1:24. Now it was over 1:30 this morning, over 1:30 yesterday morning, and now it's 1:28. I really get annoyed with the people who just zip in and out of traffic, in and out of their lanes. Because they have to be somewhere, absolutely, at this moment. And I always think to myself, well, why didn't you bloody well leave earlier? And I know there have been times where I've, zipped too. And there are people that always zip. And this is just a habit. It's just the way they drive. I like to take my time. I like to drive carefully. And I really don't care what time I get there. So what do? I leave early enough to allow that to be possible. Yeah. He's warm. Turn the temperature down. I was hoping that, I mean, when we go to Home Depot, it'll be not really close to the new school. I was hoping to visit it to see where it was, just before next Friday, where the decision gets made, just to know where I would be going if I got this location. And because the five of us on the side of the school that I'm on are the people who have the most seniority. So we will get our choices. That's why we are able to discuss what we want and work it out. Everybody else in the school has lower seniority. So we don't need to talk to them. So this is why I'm on this side of the road, because this is where people are squeezed in, being squeezed in. There they are, squeezing in front of me. Yes, I'll let you in, because I'm nice. I can still feel my eyes teary, you know. I feel it. I mean, even though it was, 5 hours ago. And now I switch over to the other lane, because this is the lane that goes directly to my house. Directly to my house. And there's so much traffic that there are people in all the lanes, so I won't be, driving alone on my side of the road. I'll be behind someone. Okay, I think that's enough talking from me, enough emotions for me.